Theophilus Training College. I, Akanksha Prajapati, research scholar, take this grand opportunity to welcome each and every one of you to this virtual platform for 65th Insight In-Depth Invited Talk series. I extend my hearty welcome to our beloved principal, Dr. K.Y. Bendick, sir, for his support and guidance. I extend my hearty welcome to our today's resource person, Dr. Sankaranarayanan Paleeri, sir, uh, Head of the Department, Social Science, NSS Training College, Palakkad, who will share his expertise on the topic Innovative Approaches in Pedagogic-Based Research. I welcome you, sir. I also extend my welcome to our research wing coordinator, Dr. Bindu ma'am, and all our dear participants for joining us today. Let us begin the program by seeking the blessings of our Almighty God through this prayer song.
സ്നേഹസ്വരൂപനേ കരുണാമയനേ എന്നെന്നും ഞങ്ങളിൽ കൃപ ചൊരിയൂ കൂരിരുൾ മാറ്റി നേർവഴി കാട്ടി നിത്യചൈതന്യമേ നീ നിറയൂ എന്നെന്നും ഞങ്ങളിൽ നീ നിറയൂ സ്നേഹസ്വരൂപനേ കരുണാമയനേ എന്നെന്നും ഞങ്ങളിൽ കൃപ ചൊരിയൂ മനസ്സിനുണർവേകി നിത്യവും നാഥാ മക്കളാം ഞങ്ങളിൽ കൃപ ചൊരിയൂ മനസ്സിനുണർവേകി നിത്യവും നാഥാ മക്കളാം ഞങ്ങളിൽ കൃപ ചൊരിയൂ അറിവിൻ നാദവും നാളവുമായി അജ്ഞരാം ഞങ്ങളിൽ നീ നിറയൂ എന്നെന്നും ഞങ്ങളിൽ നീ നിറയൂ സ്നേഹസ്വരൂപനേ കരുണാമയനേ എന്നെന്നും ഞങ്ങളിൽ കൃപ ചൊരിയൂ എന്നെന്നും ഞങ്ങളിൽ നീ നിറയൂ
Now, may I invite Mrs. Smriti S. Pillai for the welcome address.
Thank you, Akamsha. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Thank you. Good evening, one and all. It's giving me great pleasure to extend a warm welcome to everyone joining in this virtual platform. First of all, I would like to welcome our principal, Dr. K.Y. Benedict sir, to this occasion. He is a man with great vision and power to motivate all of us in all our endeavors. I welcome you, sir, to this program. Next, I would like to welcome today's resource person, Dr. Sankaranarayanan Paleeri sir, Head of the Department, Social Science, NSS Training College, Palakkad. He is an eminent personality and will talk in the topic Innovative Approaches in Pedagogic-Based Research. I welcome you, sir, to this program with great pleasure. Next, I would like to welcome our research coordinator, Dr. Bindu ma'am, who is always with us for motivating and supporting us. I welcome you, ma'am, to this program. Next, I would like to welcome all the research supervisors, teachers, research scholars, and all the participants and well-wishers to this program with great pleasure. And also welcome all of you to this program once again. Thank you.
Thank you, Smriti. Now I may invite Mrs. Thara Rajendran for the introduction of the guest.
Thank you, Akansha. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Thank you. Good evening, one and all. I'm much pleasure to introduce our today's resource person, Dr. Sankaranarayanan Paleeri. Good evening, dear sir. Dr. Sankaranarayanan Paleeri, a versatile personality, has spent 21 years of teaching both in school and higher education. Sir's areas of interest include pedagogy, value education, social sciences, research, and creative dramatics. Sir's achievements include 26 papers in national and international journals and books, published 4 books, has headed projects from ICSSR, UGC, CEDS, and MHRD. Served as resource person in educational conferences at UAE, Qatar, and Nepal. Sir has received patent for process dimension-based blueprint for achievement test construction. Sir, a connoisseur of education, is now presently celebrating the chair of HOD of Social Sciences Education, NSS Training College, Ottapalam, Palakkad. Sir, we heartily welcome you to our Insight in-depth webinar series and very grateful for sharing an inspiring session ahead. Thank you, dear sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Before I hand over the session to our resource person, few humble requests to all the participants. Kindly keep your phone on mute mode for the smooth running of the program.
Okay, am I audible? Is it okay?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. The video is partially missing, partially okay. I don't know what happened. Technology may fail at any time. That's the issue.
Sure, sir. Sir, now I
Okay.
would like to invite our today's resource person to share his expertise with us. Thank you, sir.
Okay, I hope my time begins now. My sincere thanks to the family of college, Multifolious Training College, Toronto, and particularly to the principal K.Y. Benedict sir and Professor K.Y. Benedict sir and Professor Bindu B for remembering me on this occasion, because we have somewhat more than 7 or 8 years of relationship with Bindu, and that is started from Delhi EPG Pathshala program. So, with all happiness, pleasure, I convey my regards to all the faculty of the college and all the research scholars of the college and all others who are assembled on this platform. The person who is moderator, Kansha, I think. If there is any.
Sir, if I may interrupt, there is some voice from your background.
Okay, let me clear it.
Sorry.
Okay, if any such issues has occurred, please inform me.
Sure, sir.
I will correct it timely. Okay, maybe it may be cleared because I'm from home only, not from the studio. That is fine. It's a good opportunity that I am sharing to be with this college on this particular evening on the pedagogical aspects and research aspects in the modern period. I'm not focusing so deeply on the topic since all the details are available on online platform and offline platform. I may take this opportunity to inspire the participants on conducting certain research works on the field of pedagogical sciences through different approaches. That is the intention of my talk. And what I hope that outcome of the study, outcome of the session, I mean, to enrich the the participants' understanding for undertaking innovative researches in the field of pedagogy. So for the carrying out of the section, while I'm sharing some PPT or others, I may ask some questions. If it is possible, please switch on your mic and give me the answer, it may help to make the session interactive. I may call some name because one of the advantages of the online platform is that we can read the name of the participants and something, but I don't know whether it is a teacher or it is a professor or it is a participant or a scholar. Whoever it is, kindly give the answer. I'm sure that all of you know pedagogy is a field that has highest rate of research in the field of social science. After economics, pedagogy is leading subject or leading discipline in which carries out a lot of researches. And changes are occurring in the field every day. That is the importance. Innovative pedagogies are coming, and some are going, some are coming, some are enriching, some are reformulating, some are reframing. The field is always active. Now, pedagogy has started with different branches also. There is cybergogy, the learning teaching process based on the cyber field. There is heutagogy. Heutagogy, you may know it. It is a field of peaceful learning by self-study, self-learning. Heutagogy is the science of self-learning, and recently. So pedagogy is widening its platform. Pedagogy is widening its platform. Once this discipline is widening its platform, there will have a lot of opportunities for rejuvenating it and undertaking investigation on the field. That's a fact. Whenever that area is developing, we are the students of the field, will get more opportunities to conduct more research or more investigation. Let me say investigation rather than research. More investigation in the field. There may have investigation from administrative sides. There may have investigation from research projectors side. There may have investigation from teachers side, students side, and people who are interested in the field also. One thing we are entering to the talk, let me tell that all the methods, all the definitions, all the approaches that are applied to the field of research are actually found out by people like us. We are saying the method developed by Creswell. Creswell was a teacher. He developed a method as we are, and as Bindu teacher, or as Thara Rajendran, or as Adina, or as Anila Manoj. It means we are also able to develop a research methodologies in pedagogy. Let me take one example. You might have heard of Socrates. Socrates was not a researcher as we know, he was a philosopher. But during the period also, he has developed a particular type of investigation method. Now we are calling it Socratic method. Asking a question, getting its answer, from the answer asking another question, a chain of question and answer method. We are using the modern term for this particular approach. Shall I ask Sanila Manoj one question? What will be the name that we can give to this particular approach? Asking one question, getting answer, asking another question. What may be the modern method, Sanila?
So it may be an interview.
Yeah, it's an interview, no doubt. But interview have different styles and patterns. Can you tell me which may be it? Exactly which may be? Or what may be it?
Sorry, sir.
No issue. That we are called in-depth interview. Not with a scheduled mode of interview. it is with unscheduled mode. Socrates is going to the market with one question, and after asking the one question, from the answer of the respondent, he is going to another question. So questions are coming to the researcher or to the investigator. I am not using the word researcher, investigator, from the answer of the respondent. So methodology is very easy. Only after developing the theory, the methodology we can define. Not need of defining the methodology before the research. Methodology is coming after the research. We can't say the findings of Socrates were wrong. It was good. There is one person by name Rousseau. Jean Jacques Rousseau, or Jacques Roche, that is his name in his own language. Rousseau was a researcher at a time. Actually, we know Rousseau's education was very less. Rousseau got formal education only up to 3rd standard. After that, he studied only informal. But he was a good investigator. One of his hypotheses he proved in this way. It is saying that he was type of mad or a type of lunatic. Some people saying like that. Rousseau was going to the market. In between the people, he is becoming nude himself. He is removing his dress and he becoming naked himself. So the people began to scold him or mock him, what nonsense, what person you are, becoming nude in between all people. Now, what is this? Wrong. So people started blaming him. First day it is happened. Second day again, Rousseau was going to the DCT, becoming naked himself, removing all the dresses. People began to blame him or people began to scold him. He is coming back. Third day also he is going, doing the same thing. The people scolding repeats, but density of scolding reduces. By 10 days, the density of scolding Rousseau began to come down. Rousseau repeated the same procedure. People's response or people's approach towards him began to down. And after 50 or 60 days, people respond towards Rousseau's activity of becoming naked as well. People stopped their blaming on him. Then Rousseau said that even evil activity is being continually practiced, it will be accommodated by the people. ദുഷിച്ച പ്രവൃത്തി പോലും സ്ഥിരമായിട്ട് ആവർത്തിച്ചാൽ സമൂഹം അത് അക്സെപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ളൂ. Even if the evil activity continually repeated by the person, it will be accepted by the society. And he proved his hypothesis that man is not a social animal, he is a biological animal. And the society makes the man evil. There was only one research approach in it, and he was the sample. He gone to the market. He himself made the researcher himself become naked. Researcher himself began to nude himself, and he himself scored all details. And it was not a score-based research; it was an experience-based research. And he proved his hypothesis that society may accommodate everything by their own repeated approaches. It was a research. In Socrates' case, I say it was an investigation. But while it reaches to Rousseau's case, it was not simply investigation only. It was a designed investigation. We are calling the designed investigation a research. And the result has come. His hypothesis was proved. And the hypothesis was proved, or research question was proved not on any statistical basis, but on his own cultural experience based, pakka qualitative. Recently, I heard a talk that is conducted by SB College, Changanashiri. Noam Chomsky was the guest. കേട്ടിരുന്നോ ആരെങ്കിലും വിദ്യ ടീച്ചർ അങ്ങനെ കേട്ടിരുന്നോ അതിനുള്ള ഒരു അറിഞ്ഞിരുന്നോ അങ്ങനെ ഒരു സംഭവം എന്നെപ്പടി സ്മൃതി എസ് പിള്ളൈ കേട്ടിരുന്നോ അങ്ങനെ ഒരു ടോക്ക്
No, sir.
It was our SB College, Changanashiri, organized a program. It was an invited talk of Noam Chomsky. Chomsky is 93 years age now. And Chomsky was invited by our Changanashiri SB College, and it was a great venture, no doubt. Somebody among you maybe participated in it. And he talked for almost 45 minutes. At the beginning, he said that I will talk for 45 minutes, and he ended by 46 minutes. It was wonderful. And in that talk, he said, it is available in YouTube. After the session, you can just search in the Google that Noam Chomsky at SB College. You may get the link of it. In that, Noam Chomsky said that it is not the methodology is important. Methodology you can develop, but the reliability of methodology is important. In all pedagogical approach, it is not the methodology is important, but the reliability of the methodology is important. But the problem is that our research supervisors should change. That is little bit difficult. Our university should change. That is little bit difficult. Our system should change. That is pakka difficult. But there is scope. Changeability is there now, you know. Well, Jerome's what is his name? I have a problem of dysnomia. I forget the name immediately. Jerome's Brunner has developed one hypothesis during his research time. And that hypothesis is known as Pronarian Hypothesis. Pronarian Hypothesis is like this. Fundamentals of any subject can be learned by any individual at any stage of development in an intellectually honest way. Fundamentals of any subject can be taught by any individual at any stage of development in an intellectually honest way. I may tell it's Malayalam also. ഏത് വിഷയത്തിൻ്റെയും പ്രാഥമികമായ കാര്യങ്ങൾ ഏത് വ്യക്തിയെയും ഏത് പ്രായത്തിലും പഠിപ്പിക്കാം ദിഷണാപരമായി സത്യസന്ധമായ മാർഗത്തിൽ. At any stage of development, any individual can be learned, but the method of learning should be an intellectually honest way. This hypothesis was questioning another great finder. There was a stage-based person, stage-based pedagogical psychologist. Stage theory was there. Maybe somebody can answer it. Who was the person of stage theory? Only just to have a conversation, that's all. And not because of testing your knowledge. Who was the person of stage theory in the pedagogical line? Anybody can tell me? One Mutharasi is there. Mutharasi, can you tell me? Or one Sruti S. Pillai is there. Can you tell me who was the psychologist who focused on stage-based learning theory? Okay.
Awesome.
Let me answer. It is Piaget, not doubt. And Brunner was a Shishyan of Piaget actually. They were contemporary at the time for a long period. He was a co-worker with Piaget. Piaget was stage-based theorist. He said that something can be learned by an individual in a particular learning situation, particular stage. But Brunner questioned it. He said, fundamentals can be of a learning subject can be learned by an individual at any stage of development in an intellectually honest way. So it was questioning the Piaget's interest on theory or his views on theory. And there was an intellectual conflict between Piaget and Brunner. It has happened. And the investigation and the program has gone for a long period. After some times, he was conducted. As you know, all the researches conducted by Brunner is very well known in the field, we know. And he has started his own methods, and he has started his own grouping techniques. He has developed a cognitive constructivist approach. Cognitive constructivism has come out not through statistical constants, but through qualitative constants. And finally, he reached on the hypothesis with the proving fact that stage theory is not applicable at many stages or at many occasions. Learners can be learned through different methods in an intellectually honest way. He took the examples from the mother-children experience. He said that during the early infancy, after breastfeeding, we are feeding the individual. We are using different songs, we are using different actions, we are showing the moon, we are showing the bird, we are showing the frog, we are showing the items, and they are saying that fear something, use this bread, use this butter. And we are telling the students in such a way, not the students, the children in such a way. And the child is eating at first age, second age, രണ്ടാം വയസ്സിൽ he is eating in a different way. In the third age, he is interested in eating in a different way. You think your own experience. I can see one name from here, that is Akanshka. Akanshka, while she was a child, her mother was fed her in different way by singing some chants, singing some songs, showing some toys, showing some birds, given some food. നമ്മൾ മലയാളത്തിൽ പറയുന്നു കാക്കയോ പൂച്ചയോ പാട്ടുകൾ പാടിയിട്ട് മാനത്തമ്പലി മാമനെ കാട്ടിയിട്ട് മാമൻ കൊടുത്തു, അങ്ങനെയാണ്. But now Akanksha is a girl with more than 20 years of age. Now her mother is feeding her in a different way. There are meals you may go and eat it. Never she may sing a song or show a toy or show something and ask her to eat. That age has gone. But she learned to eat. At that time, she know how to eat this time. If she is getting a new food, a new approach of eating, that's a new learning. We have to understand it. Suppose I went to Nagaland once a time. Nagaland, there is a particular type of using that we are in China, that chopstick is there. They are trying to eat. My friends are eating very easy. My seminar people are eating very easily. But I tried my I never learned it. For the 3 days seminar program, I never got a time to eat it with these chopsticks. We are using hand. So we have not learned anything to eat. We have a lot of things to learn in the eating process. We are biting a mosquito. It's a learning. It's a pedagogic factor. If a mosquito is there at your first year or your age 1 or age 2, we never bite it. After 3 or 4, from the premises, from the approaches of our parents, our systems, we are understanding we can bite it. That's a learning, as Kilpatrick said. That's also a learning. But you can't count all this learning through certain statistical methods. You can apply statistics also. I am not saying that statistics is nothing, it's everything, no doubt. But pedagogy, the innovative pedagogical approaches are based on the qualitative responses of the learners. Since the pedagogical approaches are based on the qualitative responses of the learners, it is difficult to apply the statistical constant to it. That only the matter. So, one of the primary factors regarding researchers in pedagogy is that apply appropriate method. Don't decide method first and then enter for the research. That is not applicable to the pedagogy. Decide the way of research, conduct the research, and design according to the method, according to the way that you are going to conduct the practicing pedagogy. But unfortunately, still also, our method is that we are selecting one or two variables. I'm not saying all these are wrong. Don't misunderstand me. My knowledge in that factor is very less. Yeah, we are selecting one or two variables, and we are finding out its effectiveness, its influence on this one, or A's influence on B, and B's determinants on C. These are not wrong, but we are practicing the same thing. The problem is that innovative attempts will not come. So Brunner has conducted a research, and he proved, and his research was with only one hypothesis, that is, we are calling it recently as Pronarian Hypothesis. Pronarian Hypothesis was only one hypothesis for his 6 years research, and he proved in that method. See, Mahatma Gandhi was decided to practice one particular, he was not a researcher, he was not a full-time educationist. Mahatma Gandhi was not a full-time educationist. He decided to practice his research in the Tolstoy farm at Johannesburg in South Africa in his own ways with 5 students. With his own approach of basic education. Of course, the name basic education has come later, but it was a cultural basic education. He applied that time also. Of course, Zakir Hussain has called it basic education, but while he was practicing it, 5 students were only there, and out of them 3 were his own children. And he proved it by 3 years that this type of cultural based education is possible to develop the cultural sense of the individuals. Since Gandhiji was not a broad educationist or researcher, he hadn't made any hypothesis. But without his hypothesis, his intention was proved. There was no statistical research or result from Johannesburg's Tolstoy farm. See, one of the greatest definitions for pedagogical basis of education is coming out from John Dewey. John Dewey is saying that education is a continuous organization and reorganization. Actually, he defined pedagogy. Pedagogy is a continuous organization and reorganization of human experiences and activities. He practiced his pedagogical approach in Chicago University by opening a school adjacent to his own department. The name of the school, you may know it, it is Laboratory School. There he practiced his own ways of educational or pedagogical approaches and proved himself that project-based teaching is an innovative approach that may affect children positively in their learning. Now, what a pedagogical finding. He developed his own methodology. He developed his own approach. He has not connected any innovative approach from some other's textbook. He used it, no doubt. Some basis is there. I am not radically saying that all these found out things were wrong or like that, and I am not able also for that. See, the change has come in such a way. Swami Vivekananda was not a full-time educationist, was not a researcher, but he was a person against co-education. You remember it. He was a person against co-education. And his hypothesis for that one, and his hypothesis I am saying in inverted comma because it was not a hypothesis but his assumption was that co-education may may negatively affect the chastity of women. So women should be educated, but it should not be based upon co-education. So his schools still now also, his schools are not co-education schools, either male or female. He used the experiences from his own and others, not from India alone, his experience from here and some other countries also, to prove his assumption. I am using the word assumption, his assumption that co-education is against the chastity of women. That finding is wrong, at the present time. But it was a finding. നമുക്ക് ഇഷ്ടമല്ല എന്നുള്ളതുകൊണ്ട് റിസൾട്ട് ശരിയല്ല എന്ന് പറയാൻ പറ്റില്ല. The result is there. It has reached on the pedagogical field in such a way. Herbert Allen, one of the famous psychologists who still also is alive, is proved this experience based on his own intention and practices in the psychological field of pedagogy, and saying that the method is developed based on the practices and experiences that he knows. Let me share the screen now. Maybe it is visible for a second. Madam, is it okay? Can you watch my screen presently? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good, thank you. So, there are different actions, different opportunities, different methods that is developed by different pedagogists. Let me shift a little bit or a small time to tell you about some of the songs from Malayalam. Maybe somebody in the group not that much aware about the Malayalam pronunciation or Malayalam meaning. Even then, let me tell it. There is a song that is from a Malayalam movie. Name of the movie is Neerakku. And the song was in 1956, which is written by P. Bhaskar Master, we are saying here. The song is കായലരികത്ത് വലയെറിഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ വളകിലെത്തിയ സുന്ദരി ഇന്ന് കെട്ടിന് കുറിയെടുക്കുമ്പോൾ ഒരു നിറത്തിൽ ചേർക്കണം. Very famous. Very famous. In that song there is one line. One line is like this. വേറെയാണ് വിചാരമെങ്കിലും നേരമായത് ചൊല്ലുവാൻ വെറുതെ ഞാനെന്തിനെരിയും വെയിലത്ത് കയ്യിലും കുത്തി നടക്കണം. This കയ്യിലും കുത്തി നടക്കുന്നത് is a word familiar on that time and unfamiliar presently. It was familiar at that time. Of course, the word is there, but it was unfamiliar at that time. Now, the students may not, the learners may not get the exact meaning of kailum kuthi nadakkunnu because the word has gone. Word has gone from the field. In any aspect related with pedagogy, this coming in and going out of the word is very important. ആ പാട്ടിൽ മറ്റൊരു വരി കൂടിയുണ്ട്. ചേറിൽ നിന്ന് പൊന്തി വന്ന ഹൂറി നിങ്ങളുടെ കയ്യിന് നെയ്ച്ചോറ് വെച്ചത് തിന്നുവാൻ പുതിയേറെയുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ കൽവില്. What a wonderful connection of words. See, there is one Tamil song. രാസാത്തി ഉന്നെ കാണാതെ നെഞ്ച് കാറ്റാടി പോലാടുന്നത്. There's a song. രാസാത്തി ഉന്നെ കാണാതെ നെഞ്ച് കാറ്റാടി പോലാടുന്നത്. The song will come like that. What a connectionism of words. Connectionism of a practical use of words. In English, there is one word by name villain. Villain, etymologically, the word meaning of villain is the person who is staying in small villas. the farmers in the Europe may have acres of land, and to feed these all areas of to uh, make the cultivation more fruitful, they may uh, ask some people to stay inside the big farms, may construct small villas for the people, and his employees may stay there. And those employees who are staying in the villa is called villain. But now the meaning of villain is already gone. Now the villain means one who opposes me, my enemy. Same thing, the word changes may happen in pedagogy also. Why I am saying all these examples is that while we are taking any research in the field of pedagogy, we have to understand that even the meaning of the word or phrase are entirely different, maybe in the place that we are using it some other time. The word meaning in the pedagogic research is very important because we are using the words of the students, the language of the student. A single word will have different meaning. It have dictionary meaning. The word has etymological meaning. The word has contextual meaning. The word has circumstantial meaning. The word has research meaning. The word has technological meaning. We know all these things. See the word population or sample. The population in demography is different from the population in research. The word behavior in psychology is different from the word behavior in administrative English. There are differences. The meaning of the word is different according to the context also. Etymological differences. While we are taking pedagogical approaches for research, we have to understand thoroughly on the importance of the cultural importance of the particular variable that we are going to take the research for the research. Even a joke is important. Even a joke is important. So everything. In this slide, the last I have written one thing. Our clad, our dress code. Our dress code, sari. Sari is okay in Kerala, but sari is not okay with Paris. A teacher with a sleeveless t-shirt and a Bermuda is acceptable in Paris. A teacher with a sleeveless t-shirt and Bermuda is not at all acceptable in any colleges of Kerala or India. Culture is important. Once we are undertaking a research in the field of pedagogy, all cultural background behind the pedagogical effort is important. That is why I am saying we can't assess all these cultural intervening variables. Of course, culture is an intervening variable. All these cultural intervening variables or mnemonic variables through the windows of statistics. That is the issue actually we are facing in the field of research. All over the world it is happening. Of course, we cannot count down all these factors in a statistical way or mathematical way. It was done while Pavlov has conducted his research with a dog and its saliva secretion. He has counted its saliva secretion at the time of saliva secretion and the density of the decimal bell. He has given everything in mathematical or statistical constant. But actually that research was conducted not for pedagogy but for zoology. And after conducting and finalizing the research, he used the result only to pedagogy. We know it. Most of the research in behaviorism has conducted not for directly to the pedagogy, but for some other streams. Later they taken into the field. But now it is not like that. We are conducting the researches for the pedagogy. Then the methodology should be redefined. That is the content I would like to discuss with you. Let me ask one question. Anybody kindly unmute your mic and tell me. Has the color of cow any relation with its behavior? Please, somebody open the mic and tell me. പശുവിന്റെ കളറിനായിട്ട് സ്വഭാവമായിട്ട് വല്ലതും
Definitely not, sir.
May I know your good name, please?
Sir, it's Savita, sir.
Savita. Are you from a farmer background or any?
Yes, sir.
Savita saying that there is no relationship between color of the cow and its behavior. Any others? Any different opinion? Your answer may help me. That is. Anybody? Nobody interested. Maybe Tarara Chandran, can you give me the answer? Whether the color of cow and its behavior is related?
So me too have the same opinion that color has no relation with the behavior of the cow. I think so, but there may be some options related to their breed. Maybe some breed have some particular type of color or variations. I don't know more about that. Sometimes that may affect.
The answer is scientifically correct, but the answer is based on the belief of the farmers. Still, in the scientific research, there has no result has come out that there is relationship with the color of cow and its behavior. But you go to any person, any farmer in the locality of the Western Ghat locality of Palakkad district or Western Ghat locality of Idukki district, those who are feeding the cows there, ask them, they will tell you that white cows are so calm, the multicolored cows are not good, the red colored cows maybe attack you at any time. They have their own opinion.
Okay, sir.
Same thing we can happen in our classrooms also. We are already labeled some students, saying that the students from such area, they may be aggressive. The student from such area, they may be not that much aggressive, but they are not accommodating. Oh, students of the cities, they will adjust us with any issue. All these are our research bias, not scientific thing. All these are our research bias. And what I would like to tell you is that if we are entering to the research of pedagogy, we can't come up with any type of research bias. Come to the research with the famous pedagogical term, tabula rasa. No need of any pre-assumptions regarding the areas of research or paradigms of research that you are going to undertake, and come out with only a blank state of mind. I don't know at what time I can speak. Madam, to what time it is allowed? 7:15. To what time? I need at least 10 minutes if it is okay.
7:45 till 7:45 we have time, sir.
Thank you. Then it's okay. So, with a pre-planned research intention, with a pre-planned research result, we are unable to undertake any research in the field of pedagogy. That's why I tell you, by an educationist or by a researcher, our immediate response that the relationship between cow and color is a foolish question and it is not even an assumption. But if it's a cattle farmer, assumption will be different. Remember that the responses that we are going to get from the students means they are the cattle farmers. It means they have their own responses for any particular attempt based on their own experiences and their own culture. At many cases, the result that we are getting may not be provable, but based on their culture and their own views. It is very essential. It is very essential to filter the response if it is based on culture. Since culture has important factor to influence pedagogy. Culture is an important factor to influence pedagogy. Culture is a difficult factor to be assumed by mathematics or statistics or with scores and numbers. We have to assess it with our own experiences and qualitative assumptions. It is very important to filter the qualitative assumptions. In statistical method, filtering is not that much allowed. At some situations, it's okay. Scores we can't filter. We can't manipulate the scores. Of course, manipulation is a different way. We cannot interrupt the scores. But the issue in qualitative research is that we have to interpret contradiction stats. As an immediate response, some are saying that qualitative approaches are not researches. Of course, those who are supporting qualitative saying that quantitative approaches are not researches. There is a qualitative quantitative controversy in the field of pedagogical research. That's another matter. Anyhow, if we are entering the research in the field of pedagogy, we have to remember that we have to offshoot many things, and out of them, culture of the learners to whom we are going to conduct the pedagogical research is very important. So, it may not be applicable a research result from India to USA to some extent. To some extent. This is what is happening in the field of education. You cannot apply a pedagogical finding of American psychologists as it is in India. You can't apply a finding from Indian situation as it is in some other countries. But for the last long period, what we are doing is that something from there has resulted and we have applied here. It was Novak who developed the custom of developed the custom of cluster in school education. Cluster meeting is a famous term, cluster. In US, they conducted a research to find out the effect of the cluster. You may get it from the Google research abstract. You can understand the research on cluster method of education. What they did, they conducted, with the help of the government, they conducted the cluster approach in curriculum formation, cluster approach in methodology development, cluster approach for classroom teaching, and a cluster approach for evaluation. That is important. They developed it for all these things. So the syllabus was different. From our syllabus, it was entirely different because our syllabus is not cluster-based syllabus. Our syllabus is state-based syllabus or national-wide syllabus. Their syllabus is cluster-based syllabus. You may know it. One professor who is from Savitribai Phule University by name Vaibhav Jadhav, Professor Vaibhav Jadhav, who tried to compare the school syllabus of Maharashtra, India to Alabama, USA. He got 14 lakh rupees for the research, no doubt. But what happened while he went there, he understood that it is not possible to compare because our syllabus is this much. Their syllabus is 1 page. Because if it is syllabus for English language teaching, there may have a sentence. You will get all this from Google, the syllabus of Alabama schools. the syllabus is like that. One piece of drama, emotionally inspirating drama from Shakespeare's. Itre ullu. One piece of drama from Shakespeare's. Then the cluster teachers should have to assemble and they have to decide which drama should be. But our syllabus is not like that. We have already determined this drama for all area. So it is not possible to combine. Grassroots approach means the approach to be developed from the teachers and students. That is what is happening in there. But ours is administrative approach. Somebody are designing the curriculum and giving to us. In the recent pedagogy all over the world, it is saying that if the culture is different, if the approaches are different, if the methodologies are different, we have to redefine our method of developing curriculum, developing methods, and applying it to the students. That are not easy to be happen, but it is essential. See, you take the example of Kerala only. There is Changanasheri, Alapi road. Two sides of the road are fully with paddy field and water, backwaters. Actually, rain to that area is a curse. But you come to my area, Palakkad. Here people are awaiting for rain. Because the rain is very scarce here. The rain is enough at that area, I mean Changanasheri, Alapi road area. But rain is very rare between Pollachi Palakkad area. The people between Pollachi Palakkad area are waiting for the rain. The people between Changanasheri Alapi road are never waiting for the rain. If you are taking one song that explains the beauty of rain, the students may accommodate it easily here this side. It may not be accommodated that much easily by the people of Changanasheri or Kutanadi. What I'm saying is a minute example, but it is factual. It is factual because culture and regional experiences, even our ethos, all these things may affect us in all the ways that is to be based on our own culture, our own practices, our own pedagogical interest, and our own way of interaction. In all subject, it is essential. Once we are taking a subject research area from chemistry, normally we are saying that one particular atom with another particular atom and out of it variable interaction and such things are happening. You read the last sentence, this one. Will you take a story from your own region, culture to introduce a concept in chemistry? You go through the entire researchers in Kerala University or Kranchi University or Calicut University, Kannur University, you may never find out that influence of regional stories in learning chemistry better. You will never find out. Because we are already thinking that all researchers, pedagogical research towards learning chemistry should be on its problem solving ability or laboratory skills. All these are not wrong, all these are essential. But we have to redefine our pedagogical research through integrated approaches. Chemistry should take something reciprocally from social science or language or culture. Culture or language or social science should take something from the pure science or applied science. This is the essentiality of the present pedagogical field. It is happening now. Based on such experiences, even systems have been developed. Because recently it encompasses everything like the theorist, I method, practice, everything. You may heard of Gloria Larson-Williams. She has conducted a 7-year-long research in the field at US. She has studied on the teachers of blacks. While I am saying this one, you may ask me a question that if a study at USA, will it applicable to Kerala? Because I said sometimes before I told you it may not be. What I am saying is important. We cannot apply a study result from US to India as it is. We can apply, but with our own adoption and adoption, with our own changes. We can apply one research result from here, from India to US, or to Japan, or to Saudi Arabia. But which changes? That only I mentioned. Same thing applicable to here also. You may have heard of Gloria Larson-Williams. She is from US. She was a teacher. She conducted a study, 7-year-long study, among the teachers of African American children. We know they are blacks. Probably we are calling them Negroes. Blacks. There are black school, white school in US, and somebody may be platform who are US experience. I don't have. She decided to conduct the cultural ethos and its relationship with the white teachers and black teachers who are teaching African American children. The study was conducted around seven teachers. She selected 7 teachers. It was a longitudinal study, not a cross-sectional. Longitudinal study conducted. And she studied the cultural aspect of the teachers, cultural aspect of the student, how the culture is applying in white teachers in their own science subjects, teachers in maths, and in STEM, area for STEM, science, technology, and other things, how language teaching. And finally, based on the result, she has written a book by name Green Papers, Successful Teachers of African American Children. One of the bestsellers in the world in the field of pedagogical research. She is saying that culture is an important factor that influences both the learners and teachers. And if it is an important factor, pedagogy needs cultural-based teaching and cultural-based researches. Cultural-based researches. Issue is that, as we know, if it is in Kerala, I am not taking all India, let me take Kerala. One of our student, MD student or PhD student, I am very frank, I am not blaming anyone. Coming to my college, suppose, one of Nalanchira Marthifalios college, the MD student is coming to my college teachers to get filling out a research questionnaire. What may be our teacher's responsibility? We may show our busy. Sometimes we may already busy. We may show our busy. And you keep here, I may give you after 2 days. We may say like that. And after 2 days, we may fill up it in some own way. We may fill up our first 5 questions. Okay. That doesn't strongly agree, strongly disagree. We may fill up it like that and give it. Out of 10 teachers, 1 may be correct. 1 may be go through all these things and will do it very purposefully. But the 9 will respond it for because if somebody, it is not because of my intention. For example, Bindu teacher is calling me, Professor Bindu is calling me and telling me, my student is coming there. You please respond her questionnaire or his questionnaire. I may do it not because of my intention towards research, but because of my commitment towards Bindu, Professor Bindu. This is a research issue. It is rarely addressed. If you are going to this school for teaching practice, select teaching practice of B.Ed, teachers of the school believing that they are coming for their own purpose, not for our own purpose. Actually, these student teachers are going to B.Ed school for conducting teaching practice, not for the B.Ed students' purpose only. It is the purpose of the nation, it is the purpose of the education system, it is the purpose of the school also. It is their duty to provide circumstances for conducting the teaching practice effectively. But they never. If a student is going to a school for collecting a research data from the school teachers or school students, I offer you in 99 cases, the teachers may say that all these are not possible here, it is not easy. Our time is not for that. So, malpractices may go on. I am not blaming the schools, colleges, I am not blaming myself, or I am not blaming the teachers. Problem is that our education system is not research oriented. Our education system is not research oriented. We are going to conduct a research in a system where research orientation is very less. Automatically, the result from the field also might be fabricated. I'm not saying that and all this I have to take this anticipated rails. All these are happening in the field. And on this platform, we are thinking widely about the researchers. That is the issue. In our scenario, that may not be applicable to England, or that may not be applicable to US or Finland. Educational research in Finland, you may have heard of one book that is written by Spio. Spio is a professor from Alagappa University, Tamil Nadu. She has conducted almost 7 months research with fellowship at Finland on school education system, and come out with a book that the system is education oriented. School may start at the 8th years of age, but the parents are careful on early childhood education and early childhood care. So education at 8th year is okay at Finland, but our parents are not in such a way. And the concept of our parents' education is entirely different from the concept of parents' education at Finland. Because we parents thinking that by the 3-year or 4-year, my students should start learning entire Shakespeare or English or chemistry, or he should pass the entrance examination of MBBS from the 4th or 5th years itself. But in Finland, system is different. They are not carrying on all these things, but they are carrying on the minimum learning, how to make omelette, how to make tea, how to make all these things with sufficient language satisfaction. So early childhood care education is different from Finland and India. So the findings of the educational research at Finland may not be applicable in India, I'm not in Kerala, because system is different. You can't apply a system of a well-knit educational program in a system of unwell-knit educational atmosphere like our state. This is another issue that pedagogy is always experiencing. So this is a book written by Geneva Gay. Both this Geneva Gay and Clariel Arson Billings are still alive. She is 71 and she is in 60s. Geneva Gay, Theory, Research and Practice. We might get it online, this book. Some Indian edition is very less, but foreign edition is almost 6,000 rupees. That's the problem. Responsive pedagogy, culturally responsive pedagogy, is the pedagogy of the future. Whether it is constructivist, behaviorist, creative dramatist, or any other, it should have a cultural responsibility. If this have a cultural responsibility, research on pedagogy should also have a cultural responsibility, both in theory, in practice, and in research, and also in application. See, there you may get the definition and others details of this one from their own note by going through Google offers of Geneva Day or Italian assignments. It empowers students to maintain cultural integrity while succeeding academically. Succeeding academically needs the cultural integrity. So if it is saying that suppose നമ്മൾ എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ്റെ ഡെഫിനേഷൻ തന്നെ നമ്മൾ മാറ്റിയിട്ടുണ്ട് വരും അപ്പോൾ അതൊരു പ്രശ്നമാണ്, ഒരു ഫിലോസഫിക്കൽ പ്രശ്നം കൂടിയാണ്, കൾച്ചറൽ ഫിലോസഫിക്കൽ ആസ്പെക്ട്. നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ ഒരു 15-20 വർഷം കെമിസ്ട്രി ലാബിലൊക്കെ ചെലവഴിച്ച് കെമിസ്ട്രി ലാബ് പോലെ തന്നെ ചീഞ്ഞു നടന്ന ഒരു മനസ്സുമായിട്ട് നമ്മൾ പുറത്തേക്ക് ഇറങ്ങിയാൽ we have certificates but we are not educated. Education needs the cultural support, the ethos support and integrity. Then only the academical success become a support. See, Geneva case say that culture determines how we think, how we believe, how we behave. Pedagogy is the science of how we think, how we believe, how we behave for learning. Culture determines think, believe, behave. Learning determines think, believe, behave in the learning context. These are strongly interrelated. And while applying certain research activities towards the learner's thinkability, believability, and behavior, our present methods may not be applicable. Friends, it may take a long time, sometimes a long time, to integrate all these things. But there are certain glimpses which is put forwarded by our NEP, National Education Framework, presently. It may not be, I know what is its politics and others, I don't know. But they have given some options for that. While I went through all these aspects of the NEP, I understand that. I'm not saying about the NEP draft. I'm saying about the NEP framework. I understand that cultural aspects are determined. But they may have some political intention and ruling party's intention in the field. That is a curse of India. It may happen. This is not a time for discussing that. We know. Then, cultural relevant pedagogy. Because in the system, you may have heard of the international schools. There should have cultural, because pattern is different. You can't be a student of Trivandrum only. You are a student of the entire world. Because the device that we have, our mobile, is giving us the culture, unfiltered culture from all over the world is getting to us every day through different devices. So we can't be static in our culture and saying that I am such a person with this much of culture. No, system has changed. So pedagogy should change. It should be culture responsive. It should be culture responsive instruction. It should be culturally sustaining pedagogy. It can be constructivism or behaviorism or anything, but it should be based on your villages, your locals, your intention, and your parents. You can apply constructivism in cultural language. You can apply behaviorism, but it should be responsible towards your local area, your village, your panchayat, your district, your language, your patterns. So we have to redefine the approaches that we have to take. It should be equity pedagogy, critical pedagogy. We have to walk somewhat away from the field of Paulo Freire also. As a cultural, it has an innovative reciprocality. We can use that between the learner and teacher. So, an abstinent research or abstain research, research, let them happen something there. I may be abstain from that. No, such approaches are not that much practicable in pedagogical research if you are truly intended for some research result applicable for the field of teaching. Because mesosystem is very important in the field of pedagogy. teacher-family relationship and family involvement in teaching. In 2019, a meeting has organized by UNESCO at Ireland. I got an opportunity to participate, but unfortunately, I didn't get money and I didn't go. The conference term was learning cities. Learning cities. You may get all details from Google or UNESCO site. Learning Cities Conference at Ireland. Its continuation was happened to be at Jeddah, but unfortunately due to Corona, it is suspended. In that research, they are saying that in the Learning Cities framework of UNESCO, it is saying that the relationship in the case of pedagogy between teacher, student, and parents should be redefined. There should not have a parent-teacher association. There should have a teacher-parent association. If there is an issue in the classroom, parent need not visit the school. Instead, the school should go to the parent. School should go to the parent means it may be a class teacher or a subject teacher or a headmaster or a group. You may get the meso-system clarification from the school through this approach. So pedagogy should also have the same thing. It should have a grassroots approach. This is the pedagogy you should learn according to my pedagogy. It's not working. We can decide a pedagogy. The term pedagogy is not important to the learner. The term pedagogy is not an important thing to the learner. But the way to teach should be developed from the learner. What a change. It is possible. It is not difficult. It is possible. But a little bit exertive. I am stopping this content by this particular definition. That is an approach that empowers students intellectually, socially, emotionally, and practically by cultural reference to involved knowledge, skills, and attitudes. I am not saying that this will be the pedagogy of the future. No, this may not be the pedagogy of the future. Some other pedagogical approaches and systems may come on, methods may change, but whatever it is, we have to take into consideration that pedagogy of the future should be developed from the grassroots, from the learner and the teacher. The pedagogy of the B.Ed class should not be developed from the university. It should be developed from the B.Ed class and B.Ed teacher. The pedagogy for the M.Ed class should be developed from the M.Ed students and M.Ed teachers. The methodology for the MPhil research or postgraduate research or PhD research, it should be developed from the researcher's side and the supervisor's side, not from the Cresswell side or Western side. We can make use all their supports, we can make use all their references, we can make use all their intellectual contributions, and from based on all intellectual contributions and methods developed by them, we can learn their content, we can learn their contributions, we can learn the expertise. It is essential also, we should learn all these things, and based on that, come to the field of pedagogical research with our own approaches, strategies, and methods. Future is with us. Thank you. I would like to conclude with this brief explanation on the pedagogy and research, innovative approaches of pedagogy and research. Once again, thanking Professor Vintro, Professor Gavin and all faculty of the college and people assembly. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. That was indeed a wonderful and brilliant talk. We are so much enriched with knowledge today. We are indeed very grateful to you, sir. Now, is the time for discussion. I request all the participants to either use the chat box to type in their queries, or they can mute themselves and ask the questions to the resource person directly. Thank you. So there are no queries in the chat box, only appreciation for the session. How wonderful the session was. Bindu ma'am, are you there?
Yes, Akamsha, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for the informative, eye-opening session. It's really wonderful. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Akamsha?
Yes, ma'am. For the humble, for all the participants, this talk has been recorded and will be posted to our official channel named MTTC Nalanchira. That is a YouTube channel. And the feedback link for generating the certificate is posted in the chat box. All the participants are requested to fill in the feedback and get the e-certificate. Then all the participants are also requested to join the official WhatsApp groups, for which the link is being posted in the chat box too, for further updates for next sessions. Thank you so much. Now we can proceed to the end.
Okay, Akamsha. Okay.
Now I invite Mrs. Sanila Manoj for the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Akansha. Good evening, everyone. Gratitude is the fairest blossom which springs from the soul. First of all, let me thank Almighty for this great opportunity and for the blessing that I showered throughout this meeting. Let me thank our principal, Dr. K.Y. Bendixa, who is the strength of our institution and because of whom we are gathered here. Respected sir's insight and leadership are the force which keeps us move forward. Wholehearted thank you, sir, for being our special support system. Thank you so much, dear principal, sir. Let me express my gratefulness to our today's guest of honor, Dr. Sankaranarayanan Paleeri, sir, Head of the Department of Social Science Education, NSS Training College, Research Center in Education, University of Calicut, Ottapalam, Palakkad. The talk was very useful and surely benefited to all those who are related to research. Sir explained in a simple language that everyone can understand. Thank you so much, sir, on behalf of everyone present here. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now let me convey my gratitude to our research coordinator, Dr. Bindu ma'am, for all the support. Thank you so much, ma'am. On behalf of everyone present here, thank you so much, Bindu ma'am. Let me express my gratefulness to our dear Dr. Ansi ma'am, Assistant Professor, Mathipulos Training College, for all the technical supports she is providing for our insight in depth from the very first talk. Thank you so much, dear Ansi ma'am. Let me next express my wholehearted thanks to all the respected guides, teachers, research scholars, students of B.Ed and M.Ed, and all the well-wishers for your valuable presence, which makes our initiative a great one. Thank you so much for your participation. Next, I would like to thank our Secretary Soumya and all the research scholars of our MTTC research wing on behalf of everyone present here. Thank you, everyone. Once again, thank you all. We will meet again next week with another great thought-provoking insight in depth. Stay safe. May God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you so much. Over to you, Akansha.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sanila. Thank you so much, sir. On behalf of Martha Phyllis Family Research Wing, I extend my humble gratitude for your presence and for a wonderful talk. I thank all the participants. Now we have reached the end of the session. All the participants are requested to fill the feedback form. And now we can have the national anthem. Please stand up.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Okay, thank you. We can leave, I think.
Thank you so much, sir.